Okay, video number 4, connecting up the Spark40 to the cab. This is pretty easy. I'll flip it around in a sec and show you from start to finish how easy it is to hook up your Spark40 and get rolling. Okay, let me flip it around. All right, so she's been flipped. So let's start with the obvious. Let's plug our guitar in. The first thing I want to do is connect the cab and the Spark with the audio cable that Positive Grid have provided, this stereo 8-inch jack. So we're going to go from the headphone out of the Spark40, oh, I'm a bit twisted here, into the cream coloured input here, making sure that our input switch is set to the Spark side, as I mentioned in the mini video. Also with the Spark, with the cable provided by our Positive Grid, just the power cable, we're going to go from the DC out of the cab into the DC in of the 40. Now at this point, nothing's turned on. The cab's turned off, as is the Spark40. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure all my output levels are down, including my music volume and my main output here, and my speaker output here as well. I'm going to turn on my Spark40. Oh, sorry, Spark40 is not going to actually turn on unless I turn on the power to the cab first. My bad. So when you're running the power to your Spark, you have to have the cab on first in order for the power to come on. So now that the power's on to the cab, I can turn the power on to my Spark40, and I can see all the lights are on and it's getting set up. All that's left now is to set the levels. I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to work out what the levels are. Show you all what they are in a second, and give you a quick demonstration. Okay, give me 2 secs. All right, sorry for that monstrosity. So in that demo, I was using the Soldano amp with the clone at ridiculous amounts of gain, saturation, and reverb and delay. I guess the reason why I wanted to do that for you is because with all that saturation and gain and wet effects, if the amp was going to be muddy or unclear, you would hear it then. When you play with that much gain, you get a compressed signal, a darker tone as well, and notes get lost in the effects and stuff like that. So I wanted to give you guys an idea of if how capable the amp is of dealing with that sort of playing style and gain. So it does help to lift the cab off the ground. Some people on YouTube apparently have been saying that the cab is dark and muddy and bass heavy. I haven't found that. Yes, you're going to have to readjust all your settings. It's not going to sound like your Spark40. It's going to sound closer to a reference monitor's or possibly what you hear from headphones just depends on what type of headphones you've got as well. There's a vast spectrum of headphones out there, and they all sound different. So yeah, it helps to raise the cab off the ground. It helps to, if you're going to go into a mixer, to use a high pass filter, low pass filter, get rid of all those sub bass frequencies, get rid of anything, you know, too high as well, unless you really like that airy, you know, 15 kilohertz sort of territory. It's useful in some instances. Yeah, so dial it in. You know, if it's too bass heavy, it could also be the way the cab is interacting with your room. My room here is terrible with anything at loud volumes. My quad box here, my Mesa Boogie, is terrible at loud volumes. In this room, it's just the reflections, and I need to actually give it some acoustic treatment in here so that I can actually, you know, have it a bit louder and more pleasurable. So yeah, bear that in mind. Your room makes a difference. Obviously, the way that I had it mic'd, because the cab has two dedicated like treble tweeters and the bigger cone for your bass frequencies, if you're going to mic it, and I don't know why you would, because you've got the extra output on the cab that you can go straight to a PA to get your emulated, you know, your full Spark tone from that. But if you were going to mic it, you might have to do 2 or 3 mics, probably 2, one on the tweeter and one on the big cab, or a condenser mic that's a little bit further back, and you found the sweet spot that's kind of somewhere in between the tweeters and the big cone as well. What else can I say? So the output level on the units, the Spark40 was set at about 9 o'clock. Didn't need to go any higher than that. If I did, was starting to get some clipping. And the output on the cab was, again, 9 o'clock as well. And let me tell you, it was loud enough where someone would have to shout at me in order for me to hear them. Yeah, and that's about it. So hooking it up is easy. Tweaking your tone is easy. Dialing out the bass is easy if you have that problem. That about sums it up. So if you've got any more relevant, valid, interesting questions, please comment, and I'll do my best to find the answer for you if I haven't already, or one of the other admins hasn't already mentioned it before. Again, as I think of things, I will do more videos to bring you up to speed on the Spark cab and its capabilities, and yeah, we'll just keep on chugging away over the next few weeks. Ciao for now.